Welcome back to Banished Souls Cryptic Gaming. Here we are playing Skull and Bones, and we're fixing to be leaving Season 1 here in about another week. So, maybe you're looking at Season 2 trying to figure out what exactly is going to happen. Well, if you caught the deck, you've got some interesting ideas of what's coming. Now, they do have Developers Den over on the Skull and Bones community for Discord. It's where the developers will come in and they add their notes of what's coming, what to look for. So, let's break it down. Okay, so manufactories, that is where we're taking with hostile takeovers and legendary heists. I'm sure most of you are familiar with that at this point. So some things we're going to be seeing is, one, they're going to be buffing that in some sort of a way. We're getting new content. It's going to make it harder to run those hostile takeover events. So you're going to have to do it with teams, it sounds like, coming into the future. Now, how that's going to reward, we don't know. If it's just going to send it to one person or to a team, but it's going to be more of a team battle type of a scenario. We're going to see legendary heist where they're going to get tougher, so you're not going to come in and just solo it, apparently, which is good. This is good stuff for those of us in communities. Now, you may be thinking, yeah, but I'm a solo player. Well, don't fret, man. They didn't leave you out. So they understand that there's a lot of solo players. So they're adding a thing called buyout, which is where you're going to be able to join an event on an island. You're not competing against anybody else. You're going to join up with this event. It's going to send you to an area where you're going to speak to some kind of a corrupt campaignee or official like that, a corrupt official, and he's going to give you a list of things that you have to go get within a certain time limit. It does not say that you can't fast travel during that time. It says that you have to get those events in, or get those items that are being requested, and you bring them over. It could be refined materials, it could be raw materials, it could be certain types of equipment, and you have to bring that back over to that location in order to get the buyout done. So that's something to look forward to. That's why I've recommended people save furniture, duplicate furnitures that you don't need, save all the lower end weapons. You just never know when it's going to come back into play, and it sounds like it's going to come back into play here. So you're going to be given those buyout options on that for folks. Now, that don't mean you're just going to come in and dump a little silver that way. You're going to have to get specific items for each location. It's going to change for the location. So I imagine your smaller ports around the Red Isles are probably not going to be too expensive. When you start moving to your forts like Grand Fort and things like that, Fort de Lis, you're going to see that the cost is going to come up. Then, of course, over in Indies, you're going to really see some big costs coming up in that way. Now, when it comes to how much it costs to actually fund a manufacturer, you're bringing the silver prices down. Now, as far as I know, there's not going to be an adjustment like, say, getting more eights. It just sounds like we're going to get to fund them a little cheaper, which is going to be great. I think y'all know how hard that grind can be to keep them things running with the silver that we have to deal with on that. So very, very good stuff there. Give me just a second. We got a few new things. So fleet management here. They did a little bit more of information in it. When you go in and you assign a ship, you can assign a ship to do a manufactory. It says we are not going to see those ships moving around in the base. So that means if you played Black Flag and you ever took part of the in-game Kenway fleet, which is where you either build ships or capture ships, you have your ships, your fleet set up, Kenway's fleet, and you can send it out to do that stuff. It's going to be a similar function to that. And at any point, you can come in and you can cancel the pickup. Meaning you just have them running around. You say, you know what, I'm done having them run around. You can just go in and cancel that out, and you're going to be good to go. Now, it will return if it has 8s on it. It will return to the port and bring your 8s. You're not just going to lose it. So that's going to be one of those great functions. You can cancel it in the middle of it if you need to on that. They're going to be seeing additional improvements with time. That system will evolve. It wouldn't surprise to see me where it comes into more of a PvP guild type situation in the future seasons. We have season 3 and season 4. We know that there's some new releases coming in, some major installments to the actual game base. So I think that's going to be a really good thing to see happen within here. So it says you will be facing a greater risk with your pieces of 8 being plundered by rogues and the ships being damaged. So you're going to want to use a top-notch ship if you're going to be running these auto 8s. I might play around with it. I don't know. It's just easier and quicker to run in, and unless they've changed the times. I've kind of got it set up the way I can collect a couple times a week and everything's full. So we're just going to have to see exactly what's going to come in there. But you will be able to see what your ship level is and the level of risk for the manufacturer that you're sending to pick up. So maybe you don't have to build these top end brigs that they're going to be releasing. Be curious to see what other types of ships we come up with here in the future with the upgrades and stuff as well. Which brings us to the upgrades. So you're going to be able to upgrade your ships, which is going to, it doesn't say it's only specific ships you can upgrade here, so I'm guessing that's going to be something where each ship is going to be able to have some kind of an upgrade done. It's going to help with its speed and its agility and things like that, the toughness of the hull and all. So that'll be pretty cool to see how that works out. Yeah, and again, they've reiterated here again, said owning manufacturers is going to become more challenging when you go to take them over. They keep putting this in here like repetitively, so they must be really looking at some. I mean, hey, I don't take that as, oh man, this is going to get harder. I look at this as, this is great because this is going to give the crew here at Banished Souls more reasons to pull together as a team and to play together as a team in the game, man. And it has been just phenomenal, the outreach from the community. Each of our members have come over from YouTube, and for each of you who are watching this video, thank you so much for helping us get to where we are, and the sky is the limit. We're building something awesome here, so appreciate that. But yeah, we've got some really cool stuff. We're going to see the pricing revisited within the helm, like we said before. There's going to be some specific upgrades within the helm, something new. It doesn't say what it is. So we're looking at some new upgrades that's going to be there. Now, is that some more book pamphlets maybe? It could be. It sounds like there's going to be different materials, so maybe not the skull rum and stuff like that. We may be getting some new materials to farm up, so probably not a bad idea to go ahead and try to have a stockpile of the gold skull, the white skull, the black snuff, the the black opium, the blue opium, the silver snuff, and the black snuff. You probably want to have some of that because we may end up having to merge it into something else, and also keeping some raw materials aside too, because it sounds like we got some new stuff coming into that as well now. As far as are they adding another level of refinement, that it doesn't go in to say, but the cost of the manufacturers is going to be going down, which is going to be great. They're intending it to make it where it's going to be a little more enjoyable, so you don't have to feel like you're constantly grinding silver and constantly collecting eights. So they're trying to get it to where they can get an automated system where it's just going to be, you assign the ships, it's going to pick up here and then come back, and you're going to be able to see that risk assessment based off the type of ship that you're coming into. So I want to just go back in this week. You still got time, guys. I know it's a week away. It doesn't take long. Farm up as much as that high-end material as you can. So we're talking about ironwood, we're talking about juniper planks, we're talking about the green heart planks. You want to make sure you're getting stuff like fine ramie to Rossley cloth, the higher end stuff, because that's what the larger ships are going to be able to be built with, from what it's sounding like. And we know that you can do the brigantines and those snows with those at the very least, and of course the bark. So make sure you're keeping those materials stocked up. That way you can come in, build your fleet up, get them collecting eights as soon as possible. That's going to help you out in the long run. It could be one of those things where maybe you want to just go ahead and pick up your own eights, and that's what I imagine I'll probably end up doing, because it does give you some chance to farm. But then again, it sounds like these ships, once you assign it to a location, it just keeps making trips back and forth, so you may not have to worry about that bank ever getting full. Just remember, trying to keep it funded. I would like to see a fund all or an auto fund thing that you can set up on those in the future. I don't see anything in the notes here for that, but it'd be interesting to see with that what they end up coming out with on that. So it looks like some really good stuff, really good content. I think that buyout option is going to be a very viable thing. It's going to get used a lot by all people, but I think it's going to be something that's going to be pretty nice for those guys who we even have people in our community. They prefer to do a lot of those types of events alone, and then they'll join in with community events as things pique their interest. So it's good to see that they're directing the game where, yes, it's going to add more stuff for those of us who play as a team, but it's also not going to leave anybody out. So if you're a solo player and you're kind of concerned about what are they talking about when this thing's going to get a little more difficult. Well, rest assured, it sounds like they've got you in mind as well. So they're going to have a buyout option. That doesn't mean you have to go spend a bunch of money. What it does is you will have to go to, if you can remember, let me put my glasses on here, guys. I'm getting older and need glasses to see. So if you remember, there's a campaigny official or something somewhere. I think it might be Caw Mangrove. So you would actually go to a location, and it would come up just as you would see your hostile takeover events. What's coming up? We got to do some funding here. You would see your hostile takeover event. It's going to send you to a location to talk to a corrupt official. So we're using this as an example. It could be anywhere on the map. And he's going to give you a list of what you need to complete the buyout, and it's going to have a time. So you may end up having to come over here and you can buy some stuff, or maybe you're just running some raids along the way to get that material. Maybe you already have the materials in stock if you're planning ahead, and you're going to be able to take those and take it to the designated location that he gives you, which should be, from what it sounds like, the actual port that you're going to be taking to manufacturing, and you just buy it from them. So that's going to be pretty cool. So get those grinds in. You want to make sure you get, as much material as you can from all over the game. Now, I know that warehouse space being what it is, it can get kind of limited pretty quick. But like I say, figure out the materials you need the most. Get that stuff in your warehouses, man, because you don't want to get caught. Imagine how great it's going to be able to just come in and just buy this one and buy that one and buy this one and just build your stuff up pretty quick while you're running those hostile takeover events and legendary heist. You're going to get to the in-game part a heck of a lot quicker. You're going to be able to have ships collecting for you during the event, during the whole season, so you don't have to go deal with M8s and all that stuff. So beings, they do allow you to set up. This is what my idea is on this before we close here, folks. So we have some of these areas up in here where these tributaries are. All right. So what my plan is on these things is to assign a ship based off the risk factor that's going to be more than what it's needing to go pick up, say, at Tamby Foundry and come back, and it will just fund that. Then when I go to collect, all I have to do is go right around the outside of this thing. As I'm coming around doing my farming, I can pick up any coconuts or anything that I want. Same thing for up in here. You can come in and you can assign all these inner workings through the tributaries to those pickup ships and just have it where you come out. You just do a big loop here, come around, pick up on the outside here, come back down, and by the time you come around on this, you can shoot straight into the Indies if you wanted to. So it's going to be one of those things. I think it's going to be better to plan exactly where it goes, because you are running a little bit of risk. You want to kind of keep it kind of close by. If your fleet comes under attack, you cannot come and protect it because it's working off of a number system. So make sure you build a strong enough ship to run that route. We're going to catch you later, guys. And coming into Season 2, looking forward to the new content we're going to be able to stream. So for those who are unaware, it sounds like there's a Dragon Fleet event that's going to be coming into it. Don't know what that's going to be. It sounds like there's going to be the Megalodon coming in, so that's going to be awesome. We got the Huback twins coming in, and they're going to be changing a lot of the East Indies, where maybe we don't see so much of the Dutch merchant companies. We're going to start seeing some other types of ships over here. So it's going to be pretty cool. Can't wait to see what those changes bring. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscription button, hit that notification bell, guys. It's going to keep you up to date. Have a wonderful day.